Welcome to QFM 96. Playing shitty music every day. Tori is flicking.
Can you stop hitting me with your hairband?
Tori is she was actually the devil.
And put in music.
I'm not.
Fucking loser. He's really not fun.
Anyway, go on.
Right, yeah, let's do our podcast with my best friend's boyfriend. Can that be the name of this podcast? My best friend's boyfriend talks about Scream.
It
no.
should be.
It's not going to be.
It's what Game Grumps does.
I'm just waiting to find a point where we could start this.
So Scream. Wes Craven Scream. Coming at you live.
That's not bad.
Dude, so what was funny is, Sunday, we fucking watched Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking Thursday, we went to look at Robbie's car. And,
Yeah.
we were bored, so me and Lewis went to sit down, and, Beetlejuice had just fucking ended. And I was like, so Lewis, this talking about horror movies on Scream. I was like, what'd you think of Scream? And then we look up, and fucking Scream is the next movie on.
What are you talking about?
We went to get Robbie's car.
Oh, like at a TV.
Yeah, we were just
TV.
sitting there and it
Okay.
was playing. I was like, oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah, this Scream. That's so.
It was edited for TV though.
What's different? I'm curious.
It's
like the
Is
whole
it everything?
beginning.
no.
Gory.
The beginning's fun. No, that's the thing. When shit's edited for TV, they don't give a shit about gore. It's just it's just words,
language and stuff.
Yeah, it's like there's this John Mulaney bit where he's talking about Law and Order SVU, and he was just like, they won't let you say fuck, but you could say looks like the victim had anal contusions, or we found semen and fecal matter in the victim's ear canals. Like, those are two real things I heard SVU say at 3 p.m. on a weekday. And he's both said by Ice-T.
It's funny about the edited TV stuff because I don't know if it's for TV or just home releases, but The Exorcist, her spider crawl down the stairs.
The spider claw.
The spider claw.
Did I say it right?
I don't know.
When
but
the
I feel
spider,
like
but dude, fucking Swamp Thing was on DC Universe, super fucking gory show, and then now it's airing on the CW, but all they're doing is skipping the gore, how the gore happens.
And the CW is a little more family friendly.
Yeah. So there's a moment where this dude's on a boat, and all these vines and shit stab into him and the boat and kill him. But the CW is just skipping the scene where he gets stabbed, right?
I hate our cat.
You get it? But it still shows the dude and the boat impaled and everything. It just skipped the part where he gets impaled. I'm like, that's fucking stupid.
So yeah, hey, what's up, guys?
Why are you waving?
That's just my thing.
That's his shtick.
Waving.
It's a long cold open to explain that we are going to talk about 1996's Scream. We saw that in theaters. This is our first episode with a guest.
We didn't see it in theaters when it came out.
Well, no, obviously, because I was 2 years old.
I did.
I was
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I got a terrible mom.
What if?
Probably.
Hey,
At
baby,
that
let's
age,
go watch
none of
it.
us knew what was going on in our
Oh,
lives.
bro,
So
I used to murder cats at that age. So my mom took me there hey, don't do that shit. Kill people instead.
You're a year and a half, bro. What are you talking about?
That's what I, bro. When did it come out?
1996.
Walking
Motherfucker,
around
the
in a
month.
diaper with a knife.
The month.
You don't have this shit pulled up.
Well,
Terrible host.
I have the fandom and release date, December 20th, 1996. Damn it, you were 2.
Oh, I was about to be
About to
too.
be 2.
Bam, bitch.
All right, so
that's
I was a year and a half.
damn. It's crazy.
I saw it for my birthday.
Movies back then didn't make a lot of money because the budget was $14 million, but the gross revenue was almost $200,000, and that's a success. But nowadays, it's ooh boy, that's really low on box office stuff. Which I'm curious. Jaws gross revenue, because they said that was the movie that
I can hear that.
kind of invented the block, but 472.
Really?
Actually, let me just sign in here. Scream, 1996 Scream starring David Arquette.
That's really dope. That almost made $500 million, and that was in the 70s.
Dude,
So you got 21 years later. I'm talking about Jaws.
I know.
Do you
I'm
want to
looking
know
at
what
it.
blows my mind the
1975.
most about Scream? Is that I up until women weren't attractive to 2000, Right.
Sure, that's not debatable at all.
No, at all. No, it's like when you're watching like old school horror movies and they're just like, oh, I'm like, you're the hot one? Are you sure? Is there anyone else?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that like David Arquette saw like 1996 Courtney Cox and was just like, I want to marry that. And it's just like, ugh.
She's
She
awesome.
was not
What
in
are you
Scream.
talking about?
No, she was alright. Tori and I were watching Friends
It's like
today,
season
and-
3 of Friends when she's got that ugly ass fucking haircut.
Dude, what
she
season are
looks
you on right
terrible
now?
in that.
I
Fucking
think she looks great in everything.
What season are you on right now? No,
7.
Isn't it Scream 4 or 2 where she's got the straight bangs?
I think it's 2.
They're
No, I think
ugly.
that's fucking
I
3.
think she's pretty no matter what. but
She-
that's just
she
my
is
opinion.
pretty.
And
She-
how the fuck did
she-
you know I'm on 7?
I just guessed because
Oh.
I'm fucking good.
But
at
yeah,
it.
Tori's watching
creeper.
Friends, and I
No, I think it is. I think it is 3.
I
where she's got
specifically
fucking-
said like, oh my
She
god,
looks
I
older.
like her. I like her hair right now.
Yeah.
She's like, what about it? I'm just like, just everything. You think this is attractive, Tori? That haircut right there.
You guys can't see that.
No, you can't. But just Google Courtney Cox haircut with
herself,
bangs.
She is pretty.
No,
herself.
she's pretty, but that you
But
gotta
yes,
admit, like there
haircuts.
was a fashion that was
Yeah.
just like it made like,
was like,
10s
oh.
drop down to like
Does it-
6s.
does it
Not
make you-
saying I'm a fucking catch either. Like,
Does it
you
make
know,
you want to scream?
It doesn't. It makes me want to murder Drew Barrymore.
She was attractive.
Yeah.
I say that hesitantly.
I think she's attractive
She's
now. Like
pretty.
she
was fun to look at for 8-ish
I like how
minutes.
It was weird that she
talking
was
about
like the
looking at, but
highest
not
build
acting wise.
on Scream.
Yeah. They
Like
had to
and
pay
then,
her a
like,
lot.
Yeah, and like on the fucking like she's put like first. Like I feel like if you saw that poster,
That's the ET
and I
shit.
said like point out who you think Sydney
She-
Prescott is, you're gonna point at Drew Barrymore.
Well, because
Yeah,
she's
that's
got
true. She is the.
Yeah, she's very prominent.
closest
she's
one.
got ET cred.
You know what it reminds
That's
me
it,
of?
then.
It reminds me of that whole shit where like in like Ted, they brought Ryan Reynolds in just because they fucking could, or in Deadpool 2. It reminds me of that where they were just like
Like Brad
let's,
Pitt in
yeah,
Deadpool,
they were just like, let's bring in Drew Barrymore and then just fucking let's kill her off because
Yeah.
fuck it, we're already trying to set ourselves apart from
And part of
typical
me,
horror movies. It's
Yeah.
not like Leprechaun
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
hey,
Jennifer
here's
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston and shit. It was just like, hey, we're gonna have
then after
this,
that, it was
we're gonna
shitty.
we're gonna have this huge name and then fucking kill them off.
and part of me wonders because I feel like nowadays actors can kind of take on whatever roles they want because they're more in demand. But back then, I think a lot of things have to go through like your agent or whatever.
Yeah.
So what if the agent like reads the role? It's like, she's only in one scene. So for
That-
that scene
that's
that
like a
sets
big-
up the whole tone of the movie, she kind of needs a little bit more money.
Yeah.
You know, she deserves it. If this is like a huge, people talk about the cold open of Scream like all the time. Like
it's
it's
like-
one of the
like,
best.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's literally like the whole like.
Yeah.
That's why like the fucking Your Numbers Up song isn't about Scream as a whole.
yeah, it's about that one scene.
It's about that conversation.
and James from Dead Meat he does a scene, not a scene. He does a series that's called "What's Your Favorite Scary Movie," where he just talks to celebrities or just famous people.
Big.
And he uses the noise that like from the title card of
Yeah.
Scream. And so it's like this dude is like one of the #1 horror people on YouTube, and he uses Scream
Yeah, that
as a thing for a series where he just talks to famous people.
that and I think there's a big gap in like horror movie fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the people that kind of grew up with, like I
Oh,
was talking to my dad about going to see Jaws, and he remembers seeing Jaws in theaters and Halloween and shit like that, and that was like what they went on dates to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then granted, Scream wasn't really like our time because but like
It was.
there's
kinda.
still that like those 90s movies
Millennial.
we really, I think like our age group really stuck with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it blows my mind that like how you were saying my dad, he saw Star Wars, the first one,
Yeah.
in the drive-in. And it was like he was 7 years old at that time. It
Yeah, and
blows my mind.
I think
Yeah.
I think horror movies are one of the only that and like superhero movies, but like I feel like horror movies are one of the only genre in my opinion that I think can stay consistent through decades.
yeah, it's
Because like Jaws still fucking holds up to today.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
not
good.
I'm not a big Halloween fan, the first, but like it holds up.
well, I mentioned
To
it.
go from that, and it's not like, you know, because like you can compare like, you know, superhero genre or action movies, and you're like, yeah, it clearly got better from the 70s, but there's some like arguably that you're just like, dude, there haven't been good slasher movies since then.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
big supernatural focus now, like The Conjuring, stuff like that. It's like an evil entity as opposed to a.
That's
a,
why
like
the
a
other
killer.
day.
They talk about that though. It's like each decade kind of has its own, even though some kind of
Each
like,
decade is another season of American Horror Story.
yeah.
I'm just glad that zombies stopped.
Oh my god, that was like when was that?
It was terrible.
Well, how long has The Walking Dead been on air?
I think it's 11 seasons.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
but it's different.
It's
than the
that's it.
normal
But it's still like.
But also
I mean,
that-
this is
came
about
out, like,
this is
early.
Also, that's one of the first
like 40s.
with Night of the Living Dead.
yeah, like it's you know what it is, dude. Zombies started getting big. Fucking Resident Evil, bro.
Ugh.
That and then there was even I remember like this is about superheroes real fast. But I remember like I did this report in high school and I was talking to like my teacher, and he was talking about that if you look at how superhero origins change, you start to see more of how like society views things. So like Peter Parker was bit by like a radioactive spider because like that was a big deal. But then now it's like this chemically engineered spider. It's created. And I feel like it's like that.
You gotta up the ante with
They
it.
did that with zombies where it stopped being
Yeah.
this like
Like I Am Legend, it's like, yo, we tried to cure cancer. but-
exactly yeah,
They make it more realistic.
yeah, it went from being like the dead are literally being raised from their coffins to this is a fucking chemical virus because that's like a chemical warfare is like a big fucking deal.
They were one
Yeah.
good batch away from being superheroes.
Well, it's kind
Yeah.
of like Child's Play, like
I
the original.
have an unpopular
Yeah.
opinion. I very much enjoy the remake because it makes sense. I watched that in theaters, and we will get back to Scream in a little bit. But I watched the Child's Play remake having not watched the other Child's Play. So I was like, yeah, this is good. But then having watched like all 8 movies back to back, I was like, this didn't need to be made. Fucking the last movie came out like 2 years ago.
I think it's one of the
Child's
consistent
Play.
ones where it's like you don't know it, but there's always a new Child's Play being made.
Well, just
Like you don't even process, and you're just like,
They're-
oh shit, there's like,
they're going to make a TV show.
yeah.
Just like what they did with Scream. Just like what they're doing with Exorcist.
Which,
what
did
they
you guys,
have
did
done.
you guys watch that?
Which one?
What, the Scream?
The Scream TV show?
Yeah.
Tori?
I got like, I think I had just finished season 2.
Yeah.
I didn't get to 3, and I guess that's where shit got like really cool.
Is that the last one? Like the
I
most
think
recent?
so, yeah. Because there's that, and there's
Yeah.
like another TV show called like Slasher.
Yes. I haven't seen
That like
one
that
yet.
views that like reminded me of Scream. But like I remember watching Scream because it had that pull to it.
And then there's
And then I'm watching the TV show, and I'm like, it's.
And then there's the
I feel like that Who Done It. It's only so much you can do in a TV series, though.
Kind of like Pretty Little Liars, where they just kept going.
Yeah,
and
there was always a
going.
new A. Or in the last season of American Horror Story, was set at a summer camp,
Oh yeah, I watched
and it's
the majority of
and
that.
it was all right because it's like there are these 6 people, and like they kept giving you twists instead of
Yeah.
like killing people off because they didn't want to kill them off so early, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like that you got to give me a huge cast if you want a series to like build.
Yeah.
And then-
They
Or
could've been
or
way
else because
better
like if
with
I'm
it.
watching a horror show and like no one's really dying, or like one new character comes in randomly and you're like, you're gonna fucking die in this episode because they need to up this body count. And I think
Yeah.
Scream does a good job of like, you
Like,
really
weighing
don't,
that
you
out.
really like, you're like, these are the group of friends, but you're like, who could be fucking next, you know? And like I like
it's
that.
It was
it's
good.
yeah, it's not
Because like as soon as you kill Drew Barrymore, especially back in 1996, everything's fair game.
it's
Courtney
not
Cox could have been killed off fucking 20 minutes later, and that they'd just be like, yeah, that's the
it
movie.
has, and I don't think it's a negative thing, but it has a weird pacing to it where it's we get Drew Barrymore, she's dead, and then we get, I don't know who the next kill is. The principal's coming to mind.
No, it's
Uh,
Not a lot of people die in Scream.
no, fuck.
Not really on screen though. Like it's like
No, I'm
you got the mom who died off.
7 deaths.
no, it's
Wow.
it's the principal
It is.
He's the next one.
So
and see
it was that
yeah.
big of a gap.
because it's the school scene with all that. Then it's Sydney at home,
Yeah, we have.
and then the whole like her being attacked where she says Billy was
Yeah.
the killer.
And
So
then
that-
you have Tatum in the
gap-
garage door,
yes.
and then Kenny getting his throat slit,
Yeah,
But you never really know who's going
and
to
then you
die.
have Stu and Billy.
which technically Stu didn't die.
Well,
I don't know. It says he stabbed a bunch and his head's crushed by a TV.
Well, like, the thing is weird. He's still breathing after that.
Feeling woozy, man.
I read this thing. So, like, I guess Scream was a big, was, like, one of the ones that was being viewed as, like, movies are making people evil type thing.
Because it's so meta.
Because
It was
also
supposed
very
to.
realistic.
Yeah, I guess the fourth movie, Stu was supposed to be telling the new killer from prison.
Yes.
Like, trying to carry on the legacy. But I think, like, right around that time or something, like, close by it, a dude stabbed some people at his school dressed like Ghostface.
Oh.
And then Wes Craven was like, cool, I can't have a killer trying to, like, give you a new killer because that inspires people. Like, I don't want to be, like, show you, like, oh, no, it's super dope to be like this. So I feel like I feel like when we watched it the other night, I paid attention to Stu because I always thought he fucking died. But, like, the TV hits him.
But
and,
then
like, it
that's
stays on him, and you see him breathing.
Okay.
So it could be he's never confirmed dead.
I still don't want to blame the movie for it because when you have someone who's that, like, psychologically, crazy, they're gonna like, okay, cool, this movie's really trying to, like, hit reality with murder.
Yeah.
I can justify my actions just blaming that.
Yeah.
And stuff like
that's
that.
Yeah, like that
So-
and like all like the original slasher movies, like there were hella serial killers in the fucking 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah.
None of them were just like, I did it because I watched fucking Friday the 13th. Like it's
No,
just
it was because they're
people
fucked up in the head.
just like an out.
Yeah. And okay, so
About Scream now.
yeah, let's go back
I
to
kept
it.
trying, I swear.
Well, me and you had a small conversation about it.
And how Sonic the Hedgehog's a superhero, I get it.
Yeah,
just
anyways.
He is.
Well, I brought that up. Okay, small quick tangent because Marvel didn't make any movies this year and DC only had Birds of Prey. I read an article today. It was like Sonic the Hedgehog like broke the Marvel's streak of like a decade of the best or the top grossing like superhero movie. I almost said horror because that's what we should be talking about.
Yeah.
So I asked you your favorite. My favorite slasher is the original 1978 Halloween.
Yeah.
And then yours is Scream. So I was
Yes.
like, all right, we're all gonna go to the movie theater. It's like $5 for a ticket. Actually, it was $1.
It was $1,
bro.
I bought 3 tickets, $3, and then I got a fee of like $5,
Which is
and some shit.
hilarious.
And I'm like, that's cool. That's still cheaper.
Be a
than
magical
normal.
movie rewards member, bro. No fees.
No, that's cool. I need to download the app because seeing Jaws was fucking dope
Hey,
too.
movie theater, give me money.
Yeah. Nintendo, give me free stuff.
So,
We can play great Nintendo games.
yeah, and it's interesting because Halloween is very much relevant and present and consistent throughout Scream. They are using the score of Halloween, and you would think that with this movie being directed by Wes Craven, that it would be Friday the 13th. Damn it, it'd be Nightmare on Elm Street related.
They talk about Friday the 13th.
Well, I'm talking about Nightmare on Elm Street.
They also talk about Nightmare.
They talk about all of them.
Because
They talk about Freddy.
Yeah, because she goes, fuck it, what's Drew
The guy
Barrymore's
with the
name?
knives.
Casey.
Yeah, she's just like, he's like, oh, was that the one with the knives? She was like, yeah, Freddy. And he's like, I like that movie. It was scary. And she was like, well, the first one, the rest sucked.
Yeah.
And that's a Wes Craven thing.
Yeah.
A lot of like Stephen King likes to do those things. He likes to project his own feelings of his content, whatever.
That's why New Nightmare was so good.
In his things, yeah, because Wes Craven didn't like. I don't know if he didn't like him.
I think I read a thing that said like he didn't like how he wanted Freddy to be this scary fucking thing, but like after the first movie, there's a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
And like he's like
that's
he's killing you,
because
but he's got this like humor to it.
After Halloween, after Friday the 13th, we finally have a vocal antagonist. So it's like, let's run with this. And then that's what gave birth to Chucky. That's what gave birth to Leprechaun. And then Scream a little bit. But he's what Michael Myers would be if Michael Myers talked.
Yeah.
If he spoke.
I always liked, I just like the concept of like how real Scream is. You know, like there are obviously some parts of it to where you're just like, he actually, I don't know how he got away. He couldn't have gotten away. You know, he couldn't have done that fast or whatever it is.
Yeah, but it's more.
But like every single time that like he gets hit with something and you hear him or he trips, he falls, like that shit. It's like, I think it's why Scary Movie did so well.
Did you
because
know?
like they really like that movie. You could
Dude, I love scary
Scary
movies
is
Did
so
you
good.
know
much.
that Scream was originally titled Scary Movie?
no,
Really?
Yeah,
that's done.
that's hilarious. So I wonder if that's why Scary Movie copied. Like,
Well,
Scream was the first one it did.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking smart, man. Like the way that they do that movie, the way that they play off
Yeah.
of the original Scream.
So I'm on scream.fandom.com to keep us somewhat organized. It is failing drastically.
We've talked about Scream like twice.
Yeah, but it's just like, it says similar to the impact Halloween had on the late 70s. Whatever, I'm reading that wrong. But it says Scream revitalized the slasher genre. And I think that is, yeah, I think I can agree with that because it made it meta and then it had fun with it, but it kept it like real and gory.
Yeah.
And there, you guys ever scared when watching this movie? I don't think I'm ever scared.
I'm never.
I'm on my toes.
I used to be, like growing up, it always freaked me out. But just being murdered,
Yeah.
because like I could picture being them, like some dude putting something on and killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like being like Freddy and all them is so out there that like I'm just like, oh yeah, this I can easily detach myself from that.
Yeah, because it's what scares people a lot in horror movies would be like the unknown, and we never know until the end, obviously, who Ghostface is. But it's like, whoever it is, he's still there. There's still a killer, but
Yeah.
you're always kind of worried about jump scares in this movie.
Yeah,
because it's
that
very like
he's-
walking around corners and
Right.
doors, and you see him in the background and shit.
Yeah, and it's like Freddy was always Freddy,
See, I was just,
or
I was
like
literally
like Jason, but like
What's up,
thinking
bitch?
that.
yeah.
He's not the same in every single, like, there's every single movie where he is
Right.
someone different. And
Yeah,
like,
it's more just the
I-
it's the character.
costume.
Yeah, the one thing that does bug me about
Friday
this,
13th
about the
did that, too.
sequels,
A little, not as
Once.
much as Scream, but yeah.
my one issue with the sequels though of Scream is there were times where I feel like they tried to connect it too much to the first one, and it's like I feel like they were like trying to force a connection where there didn't have to be one. Especially Scream 3.
I
I was thinking
am
4.
editing.
Is it 4?
4 was the one where like they're just
You
back
never
to-
fuck with the original.
Yeah, like
it was good.
It had like Emma Roberts and stuff in
Yeah.
it.
I wasn't
I-
even
That one was a fun like soft reboot that I
Yeah.
enjoed.
That's why I'm really curious about
three.
5.
3 took like they tried to connect everything in 3 back to her mom,
With
Oh.
Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah. Right now, I'm editing mine and Tori's Halloween podcast, which will be up by the time this is up. And I had to cut out a tangent we went on because I started
We
complaining
talked about
about
this.
Scream 3 with the fucking voice recorder.
Yeah.
It is physically impossible for a device like that to just
Oh,
copy
when
a
he
voice.
he straight up copies.
That's
and
like right now if I
Schreiber's
just held my phone up to you and then I spoke
did
into
say
it
it
and it
could
was
be-
your vocal cords talking.
Yeah.
It's
It is
impossible.
I did say it's a possibility with like further advancements as far as like
That
you could
you-
edit it on a computer, but
you-
you can't
yeah.
like
You
do it
somehow
immediately.
had words they already spoke recorded and then
Yeah.
you edited them together to make it sound like the cadence of a natural speaking voice.
Yeah.
But that's always been my thing though. Is like, have you ever like seen those videos where people splice together conversations?
Or like when
It
the
will-
president sings a pop song, shit like that
and
is great.
You would have to. I feel like for it to sound natural, you would have to record them saying the whole sentence.
yeah.
I don't think you like. It'd be weird if it was like spliced together words.
Yeah.
That, that's because the enunciation is different depending on the context
Yeah,
of the
so-
word. Okay. So yeah, Scream's your favorite movie. It's up there for me.
It's my favorite slasher.
I just love the meta-ness of it because it's just like a horror movie having fun being a horror movie. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, that and it like it's funny because like it literally throughout the movie is telling you exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you feel like because they're pointing it out, it's not gonna happen.
And-
Like how many times is Randy's character just like, bro, it's 100%.
Him.
It's always the boyfriend.
He
Always.
is
Yeah.
the prime
I
suspect.
love
Yeah.
him so
Everyone's
much.
a suspect.
I mean, even from the start, it's like fucking yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, hey, don't ever leave. And then like Tatum leaves, and then she's killed.
Do you know one thing about the Scream franchise that kind of baffles me? Because you guys mentioned that it's always a different person. this would have been the easiest franchise to just spawn off a million sequels.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like
different
always
areas.
Michael, always Jason, always Freddy, always Chucky,
only
and shit
thing-
like that. But it's I think because they took so much care of it and really like drove home the fact that it is about an ongoing franchise as a whole, that each installment had to have significance.
Yeah, they made it
Which
made it a
4
point.
really
Four
nailed
was-
that. I don't
I
remember
really
if 2 and 3 were as
Two
meta
two
and
was
self-aware
weird.
as 1 and 4 were.
2 was weird because of who the killer was.
I see. I don't remember.
It was just
the
a very.
other ones.
It was just a very because 2 she was in college
Okay.
and she was dating Jerry O'Connell,
Oh.
and it was that fucking.
Oh my god, that fucking theater scene where he's dancing on the cafeteria. And then, I'm combining. He's on the cafeteria and he's singing a song. And, but then there's a theater scene where, like,
that's where he's
the
like
play and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It just, to me, it had this really dumb. I feel like.
Didn't it go into her mom a little bit, or is that 3?
That was 3.
Okay.
2 was straight up, like, spoiler alert, people.
It's called spoiled popcorn.
Okay.
Spoiled.
It's fucking Billy's mom. Who just didn't like that he died.
Oh.
Because like, she kills Randy.
So it's the
She kills Randy because
Pamela Voorhees.
Basically,
of Scream.
it's fuck Sydney for what she did to my baby boy.
What are you doing?
I'm getting antsy, man.
And it was like, you were the one who left. I think Sydney even says it. She's like, you fucking left him and he became a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
Because like, she kills Randy because he's talking shit about Billy.
Oh.
And it was such this weird, like, why are we... Like, I like the movie.
What?
I just looked at the time.
Like, I like
looking at
it.
something else.
No.
But it was still there were still good movies.
I'm
But
just
Scream,
getting-
Scream 1 is my favorite
Yes.
slasher.
It's very hard for
Yeah.
an original to be the worst.
Yeah, no.
But to me, Friday the 13th, the original, I think it's one of the worst ones.
Not a huge fan.
It just bugged me that the first one, like, I always hated Jason coming into the second one.
Yeah.
I thought that was a dumb concept. Like, he drowned, he pops out, implying like, oh, he's haunting the lake, but then in the second one, he's been alive the whole time, living in the woods.
You and I had to talk about that because this podcast is now about horror. That same concept. I feel like they kind of do with Scream, where they
incorporating.
they
Scream.
try to force stuff. Like, it's like, dude, I get not everybody sets up movies. They're just like, oh, I'm not planning for a sequel, but like they could come up with an idea and go, cool, let's do it. It doesn't always have to tie back.
The plot of Scream 2 makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude got killed. His mom is pissed. Yeah, fuck yeah, that makes sense.
It's weird that it's his mom.
Well, that's my gripe with Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's revealed that it's Pamela Voorhees, and then you see her fight a girl, and she's getting her ass kicked. I'm like, so are you telling me that she successfully killed all of these people throughout this movie?
It's been a while. I've only seen that one like once or twice.
honestly-
Doesn't she catch a lot of people off guard?
I don't know.
I
It's
think
always
Because I feel like,
she
they're
stabs Kevin
they're like
Bacon while they're having sex.
yeah, they're like having sex, or they're just like alone trying to fix something as she comes.
fucking
It's always a thing. It's
Sean
they gotta
Cunningham.
have sex and
I think he
then
was.
do it.
I think he was the director of the first movie. I may be wrong, but the director of Friday the 13th, or the creator of it, he could tell me, yeah, Jason did all the murders, but Pamela just showed up at the end, not knowing that her boy was still alive, and I'd be like, that makes sense, because even when they're showing the boots, it looks like man boots. I don't know.
Well, they try and throw you off, which
And
isn't.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I really like, because I think Friday the 13th that kicked off our stereotypical slasher, and I like that in the first scene of Scream that it was like, all right, here's your first question: who is the killer?
Oh, dude, I fucking
That shit
love
would
it.
scare me if I
saw-
got a call like that.
Dude, I saw that movie. Fuck it was just like, well, then you
then
would
you
know.
would know that Pamela Voorhees was the killer, and it wasn't
Like,
Jid.
that's dope.
Ew.
I feel good about that one.
Not
I
really.
don't know.
Tory's creeped out.
Yeah,
Just because I'm creeped out doesn't mean you did it well.
that's fact.
All right, guys. So this has been an episode of Spoiled Popcorn. Tune in next week.
kind of
where-
about Scream.
Yeah. Do you guys want to now jump into? Do you guys want to go like kind of scene by scene? I've been staring at the plot, that's why I'm antsy the whole time.
I guess that's fine.
I've read the sentence Casey Becker Home Alone answers her ringing phone over and over again.
Okay. I mean, we can talk about it.
I was thinking
I have
we
no
could just
problem
talk about
talking
our
about.
favorite people and
Yeah.
concept.
I mean, this movie's very easy to just summarize scenes instead of going beat by beat.
The one thing, and it's been a while since at least I've seen all these, but like, do they ever explain why she's killed? There's just a throwaway line that like she dumps Stu for.
They don't say any significance. It's just like, yo,
Well,
did you
I
hear
know-
that Casey was killed
Yeah,
and her boyfriend, Casey and
Yeah,
Steve?
it was because of
It was
Stu.
because it's just like
But Stu didn't
she?
kill her.
Yeah, it was like didn't she dump your ass? Yeah, because Stu was with Tatum that night. But that's
But it's because Billy was killing everyone that Stu hated, and Stu was killing everyone that Billy wanted dead. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it.
that. And like I just love how like oblivious a lot of people are in that.
Oh,
to
God,
to
I
what?
know.
Where do you?
I don't, it's just weird that like fucking her dad's car, like isn't hidden. It's just like
Sitting
they
on the side.
roll down a little hill and it's right there.
Yeah, just look
Yeah.
over a little bit, and your daughter's like, she's all like Rose from Titanic, just
That
trying
or,
to
like,
scream.
I would have chucked the fucking phone. That or like, she would have lived had she not stopped. She turns the corner, sees her parents, and then she stops for like a couple seconds, and then he jumps out and gets her. If she had just kept running,
I know.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of
So yeah,
those, like-
this
But it's
opening
gotta
scene,
happen.
to summarize it briefly, it's she's home by herself. Her boyfriend's coming over. Her parents are gonna be home soon. That's all kind of weird to me.
So this is the thing. She was about to watch a movie with her boyfriend, like alone at night, and then like 15 minutes later, her parents got home. Like y'all suck at this.
yeah, that was
You
all
are
weird. That's
not
why,
good at
like,
your time management.
I thought she was just making up the whole boyfriend thing because he's asking, "Oh, do you got a boyfriend?" And like,
yeah.
I think she said no, or would
She
you
said
want to
no.
know?
I think she was just like, why do you want to know? Like, do
She
you want?
entertained him way more than a normal person would have.
I wouldn't have answered the phone after that.
Yeah.
After the
I
first
feel like
one.
that's also a product of its time.
Yeah, because people would answer
You
phones.
can't
back
call
then.
ID.
there was a big like back then. It was like I think Scream fucked up phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Like-
call ID, so it's like, this could be anybody. I need to pick up.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about it until now. It's like no one answers their phone anymore.
So,
Right.
So yeah, he keeps asking her questions, very personal questions, and then she goes to hang up on him for the, third, fourth time, and he's just like, if you hang up this phone, I'll gut you like a fish. And so...
I just like my favorite moment in that whole scene is it's that fucking twist where like not really a twist, but like they're
reveal.
talking and then he's like, oh, I want to know who
And
I'm
she's
looking
laughing.
at,
yeah.
and like her face,
she's like, what?
her face changes,
He's
and
like,
like
I
even the
want to know who I'm
music,
talking to.
yeah,
And
that
you can tell like the blood probably just like drains out.
yeah,
and
that was such a good like just that moment you were just like, oh, I need
And
to
so
see
now
that.
it's like, okay, so now she needs to figure out how to survive and where is this killer.
yeah.
So it's like, oh, something on the porch, or she goes outside. Typically, that's when
It's
she's
like, who's there? It's like, don't you know you should never say who's there?
when she's looking off onto like, because there's a big ass porch, fancy rich house, great opening like set. I love it.
it's good.
So when she's like looking outside away from the front door, that is realistically probably when he entered the house.
Yeah.
He's hiding, waiting. He sneaks because he's not a loud guy until he gets hit with shit.
Yeah.
Like you guys mentioned. But yeah, so she's like, yeah, I got a boyfriend. He's big and strong and kick your ass. And he's just like, yeah, no, I see that. He's tied up very nicely. Yeah, he doesn't say that,
but basically implies it.
so he asks her a question, and this is what makes Scream a thing that people quote. And it's no.
He says that earlier.
Yeah, what's your favorite scary movie? And
And then
she says Nightmare. Is that what she says? Or she say Friday?
She says.
Okay.
She did say no.
And so he's like, all right, so we got a warm-up question. He's like, if you get it right, you live or something. If you get it wrong, you die. I don't know.
Oh,
Pretty sure that they say they die no matter
the
what.
question was, fucking who was the killer? It was a warm-up question. I remember what the warm-up question was. And then the second,
It was
the first
Friday the 13th.
official one was
Michael
who was the
Myers.
killer.
Yes.
And then when she says Jason, it's wrong. He kills Steve.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, your final question is, what door am I at? And it's like, there are 2 doors to your house. Which one am I at? Like, you guess right, and I'll let you live.
Oh, yeah. And so after not saying Pamela Voorhees, he says wrong. All right, but you got a bonus question, but that just killed your boyfriend. And yeah, she's got a boyfriend, and yeah, he dead.
Yeah.
He's
real fast,
he's
too.
disemboweled, and
Yeah.
and then what was the next question?
You just said it.
That was it. The very first question was the killer
Michael
of Halloween.
Myers.
Oh,
She
and then
says
where
Michael.
am I?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the first real question is Pamela Voorhees.
So at this
And then the
point,
door.
the chase is on. She breaks through like a patio window. She sneaks out the patio window. She sees him in the house, and then, long story short, she kind of gets away, and he's strangling her
so
with like
close.
the phone cord. Parents come home.
He stabs her.
Yeah,
And
and
then
she's
she was like
running.
the phone cord.
I don't think you actually really see him strangle her.
No.
Yeah.
Because she also has a wireless phone.
Yeah.
And then so the parents see the popcorn, which I'm surprised didn't like explode.
Yeah.
Because that's cool.
They see that, and then
popcorn.
when she goes to call the cops, she hears her
Yeah,
die.
and so
On the phone.
she just
Yeah.
hears the muffled moans of her dying
Ugh.
daughter, and it's oh boy.
That's probably why the scene was so like
And then
intense.
she gets
She
stabbed.
does that like, like that fucking typical scream where you see her. Right, you see it. She like fucking summons it from.
She's
deep
got to
inside.
like okay, let's
The
from the
typical
diaphragm.
90s
and-
yell. 80s,
And
90s.
so yeah, the parents come out and she is hanging from a tree
That
with a rope.
that fucking moment
Where it
where
zooms
like
in.
it zooms in on her and shit. That's such a
Yeah.
And with her intestines like all ugh.
And then we get the
Neve-
title card and we cut to our actual.
Neve Campbell is gorgeous.
I don't want to say final girl, but she the final girl.
See, listen, I
Sydney
really like
Prescott.
her. I like her.
Sydney, just such a
But
fun.
she just they
You don't like her? What's wrong with
no
her?
it's not that I don't like her. I really like her. It's just I feel like they really tried to play innocent on her, which I get. But it was
It's
almost like too much like in the
But
beginning.
it's a very, in my opinion, it's a very naive
It had reason.
Yeah.
thing to it. You know.
Sorry,
Jamie
I'm
Lee
just thinking
Curtis-
Neve, naive.
Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween was just, I don't know if she was a virgin, it wasn't really explicit, but she was,
But she still had like
She was the
an
goody-goody.
independent-
Yeah, she-
Well, I mean, the
There
thing
was-
is it's implied that like
she got a date in that movie and she had to turn it down. She's like, you got to tell Ben Tramer, you call him and say,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the dance.
and like
it's like, why though?
Sydney was, I mean, I don't know if they full on had sex, but like she was doing shit before her mom died.
Yeah.
And that's Billy's.
So
Billy's like, yo, we
Oh,
started
that's
out hot
right.
and heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
That's right. Like
So
it
there's
was-
the scene in the hallway. It's like, yo, I just want my girlfriend back. Just get on with it. Like my
Yeah.
parents split up, and it's like, hey, it's not the same.
that was a good moment.
I'm pretty sure that they didn't have sex. It was like over the clothes.
Yeah, it was
shit,
probably
or,
like, yeah, she
secondary.
was.
because
And-
she had to be a virgin and then lose her virginity.
Yeah,
And then
and then I
Was that
like.
the night she lost her virginity, though?
yeah,
Wow, that
I
really
don't.
wasn't
I
emphasized.
don't. I don't know.
I'm like 98%.
I want to feel that way because like they don't say, but it.
They don't
it
say
is.
it.
Yeah.
It's
So it's the anniversary of her mother's death, and her mother was what, raped and killed
Raped and killed.
Well-
by alleged Liev Schreiber.
Well, that's the
his
thing.
name?
Yeah, she wasn't raped
yeah.
because she did that night have sex with Cotton Weary,
Cotton Weir,
Because
that's
she-
his name.
and then was murdered. And they.
Yeah.
And they blamed it on
He's
him.
like on trial currently, but that's not a big plot point until one of the next installments. But yeah, so she ends up getting a phone call, and it's that whole cat and mouse game, and then
I just like that she's just like, what the fuck?
yeah,
She's like picking
Yeah.
her nose and she's like, what am I doing right now? That was a good scene.
yeah, that's
That
what I
was a
thought.
good scene.
And then he shows up, tries to kill her, she gets away. Billy, handsome motherfucker, Skeet,
He scares me.
whatever
He's
his
like
name is.
he looks like he's on drugs.
He's a handsome dude in this movie. It looks like he should be like working on a car. And then he shows up real soon after. Is this the scene where his phone falls out?
See, yeah, and
Or is
that's
that
that's
another
another
one?
that's
Yeah.
another one. Could you imagine? Like that was a big deal that he had that cellular device.
Because I'm sure not many people did.
Well,
right,
a lot
and
of
right
people,
now it's just like, oh, that's my phone. Sorry.
they're very up
Like,
and
my bad.
proper. Like
Yeah.
they're privileged and have all of.
I just always love when people say cellular. It's just super funny to me.
Cellular
Yeah.
What are you doing with your cellular device?
So she
Yeah.
runs out the front door after
And
like
fucking-
being super scared by the phone because she's like, okay, 2 and 2. This is not good. And then like Dewey, David Arquette, is holding the ghost face mask, and she's like, ah! He's like, ah!
Yeah.
And then yes.
Sorry, Sid.
So now we're introduced
I
to
just take a doofy.
Dude, me too.
Oh, sorry, Sid.
what's that smell my ass?
I love that shit. I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
I'm a man of the law. Which they have that.
Officer Doofy.
So yeah,
my favorite
he
freaking
arrests
movie,
Billy,
man.
which way to just take her word, I guess. I mean, a lot of the evidence was leading to it,
Yeah.
but yeah, they take him. They're in jail.
That and technically, if she felt unsafe, he was trespassing. It's like that, it's not just like it was just like, hey, I feel like he's trying to kill me, and they're just like, well, you're also in her house, get the fuck in the car.
Yeah, and you can tell the age of this movie because it's taking a while to get results from phone calls.
Yeah.
They have to like track the phone calls, which later it's like, yeah, no, he's
That
good.
That and like I love. It's just like, are you sure? Are you sure it's the Hilton at the airport? It's like,
Just
no record of him being there.
Literally, I can't. I mean, we're talking about it right now, and like watching the movie, it's different. But when we're talking about it, it just straight reminds me of a scary movie because I'm thinking of
It's a lot of it. It's a thing. It's a weird tangent. It's the same thing like when you're watching like certain things of Family Guy.
yes,
When you're just like, I really appreciate what you put in the Star Wars episodes. You were like I can tell. Yeah, you're like I can really
You guys
tell
are
that like
fans.
you guys are fans of it, and you went scene by scene. Like how can we, like what would I say
That's
in this
why
moment? And that's Scary Movie did a real good job.
I'm
of it.
very
Yeah.
optimistic about the fifth Scream.
I
Obviously,
haven't been disappointed with any of them.
Yeah.
4 I thought was really good.
And okay, so they're at the police station, and Billy's denying it straight up and down. He's getting dragged away by cops, yelling, "I didn't tell him I didn't do it!" And she's just like, she's just sitting there, kind of looking, but like really nervous.
You know what
like,
fucking bothers me about that scene?
what?
Is like he just got like blamed for trying to kill her. So what does he do? He sits with his arms over the back of his seat, giving her the most evil fucking eye. It's just like.
He also just has that permanent face
Yeah.
where it just looks like he wants
there's
to fucking
there's
either
an
kill
upcoming
or fuck something.
there's an upcoming scene where Stu is like, "I'm no killer." Billy never says that. And
Yeah,
then
Billy
during
just
the
says
police
no one
interrogation,
said you did.
He immediately breaks eye contact. It's like you're showing a lot of signs of guilt.
Yeah.
Well, not guilt, but being
because
guilty.
Stu's like, well, I didn't kill her. And I was just like, no one said you did.
Yeah.
But it's like no one.
And he goes, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, try to take my fucking credit one
God,
more
he
time.
was so good in that freaking
I
movie.
love Matthew Lillard.
And,
I did
he was
too.
the
oh,
king
dude,
of the 90s.
so great. And so then Sid goes home. Well, she stays at Tatum's home.
She goes
Yes.
home first. Oh, no,
Which-
because we already passed that scene.
Yeah,
You're right.
which
she
then-
punches Courtney Cox right
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, and then it's revealed. Oh yeah, to get out of the like the back
like,
way
"Bam."
because there's a bunch of press.
Bitch, that's right. Sid, super bitch.
And so yeah, then it's revealed
Fucking
her
love it.
best friend Tatum, his brother's with Dwight, nicknamed Dewey. I never really knew his name was Dwight.
Oh God,
Yeah,
that's such a.
It's off. You treat me like an officer of the law.
He's got the fucking fucked up star.
Yeah.
The Officer Doofy.
I can't.
Just kept doing that shit. He said, yeah, no, I'm here.
And so yeah, shortly
So
we meet Gail Weathers, played by Courtney.
Courtney
They're
Cox.
not married yet.
No, it's Courtney Cox.
Okay, so Courtney
Wait,
Cox.
She was. Wait yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, because I went from watching that and then I was watching a season of Friends and it at some point said Courtney Arquette.
Yeah, and then all of the credits, all of their last names were Arquette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did that as a little
Yeah.
joke, little goof. So yeah, Gail Weathers, which is the dumbest. I'm glad they make fun of the name. It
That's how
sounds
she
like I'm a
sounds-
weatherman.
Yeah.
Weatherman, sorry. She
Weatherman.
made a book detailing a promiscuous affair between Sydney's mom and Cotton
A
Weir.
million guys,
why
probably.
did her mom look 65?
She did.
Like,
She looked, I mean, she was pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, but she was like.
she here to defend everybody.
And now we're at school, and we meet motherfucking Henry Winkler, the principal, whose name I don't know because they don't say it. It just says the school principal.
Hembley.
Hinkley?
Hembley.
Sure. I'm sure it'll pop up when he gets killed.
Which I loved him.
Principal
in
Himbry.
this.
Himbry. So yeah, curfew until the murders are done. Thank God. Like
Shit,
smart.
dude, I'll protect you. I'm buff, yo.
And
Yeah.
so like
That's my
He
favorite
was so
part.
good.
they have the curfew parties like school.
See, yeah. And then like
you know.
in that scene, that like whole the principal, they just needed to up a death count.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. Like it was just such a. He's only used for a later purpose.
Yeah, and then before
That's
that,
to get everybody out of the house.
Sid's back at school,
Yeah.
and then these two idiots with the masks run through the hall and scare the shit out of her. And he's just like, "Oh, you guys are expelled."
Expelled.
They're just like, "That's not cool." He's like,
I
"Oh."
love the way he handled it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
'cause
like,
he's like-
fucking 2 of your friends were just fucking butchered. You.
He's
dumb
just like,
fuck.
"Oh, is that
Yeah.
not enough? I actually think that's too light of a thing. You guys should be gutted and
Yeah.
shown for the miserable,
Like he went.
you know,
heart,
despicable
like the heartless wrenches. Or
fuckers
something.
you
Like,
are."
that was,
Yeah.
You get
And-
fired today if you said that shit.
Yeah, so he's got the mask because he had to confiscate it from them. He sees it at one point in the mirror, scares himself. He goes out, he sees Wes Craven dressed as Freddy as a
Oh, that
janitor.
was so good.
Great, I love Easter eggs like that. And then killed. He
Yeah.
dead because
Yep.
the real Ghostface, which is probably Billy at this point, is in a closet or something.
My thing is
Because
like,
like the door opens and he's
Yeah, I always just assume that like I know Billy does some of the killings, but I always just pictured Billy as the phone, and then Stu being the killer because I just can't imagine Billy like being hit with fridge doors.
It's a little bit
And
like
beer
Invisible
bottles.
Man, when
Yeah.
like the brother is like,
Yeah.
wait, but that does explain why his suit's not glitching, and he got there really fast.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just think it's like, hey, I'm currently like at the bookstore. If you could take this shift for a little bit and just
Yeah.
wear the
it's like, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna be with Tatum, so that I haven't. I feel like that's how that went down. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna be at Tatum's tonight because I need an alibi, and Billy's like, that's smart. What's my alibi?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're gonna go kill them.
Yeah.
well, it's like
I'm
who's
gonna
the
get an
alibi?
alibi.
It's like,
You
hey, do you
go
got a
for it.
coin? We'll flip it. We'll see
Right.
who.
It's like, well, one of our girlfriends will have sex with us. So who are they gonna believe, me or you? So
Yeah.
you do the
Yep.
killing.
That makes sense.
And so then we are at the video store, and fucking Randy's just he's the geek. He's the one with all the knowledge about this
He's
shit.
the awesome one.
Yeah, he's great. I'm glad he did not
Jamie
die.
Kennedy.
Even though when you thought he died,
Love him.
like one of 5 characters for that to happen. Oh, they're dead. This is the
Dude.
part where the killer comes up for one last. Not in my
I mean,
movie.
he pretty much like he
I
was
like
kind
that-
of in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, I
he
like
kinda
that they
made it-
used him for the first 3,
Yeah.
even though he dies in 2.
Damn, I'd have to rewatch those because I forgot.
He's only in it as like a video in the 3rd one, but he's doing the new rules because it's like you're not in a sequel anymore. You're in the makings of a trilogy. So in the trilogy, like all these new roles happen.
I like that. That's cool. And so yeah, he's talking with Stu, and they're just discussing Billy, and this is everybody's a suspect, and everyone in I almost said theater, the video store looks at him, and he's like, bro, seriously, like does he not scream killer? And then Billy comes up and is like, well, how do we know you're not the killer?
Yeah.
It's like, well,
That
no,
shit was
that
intense.
makes sense. You're right. I would be the perfect suspect. Blah blah blah. I'm
Yeah,
just
he
like,
does. Yeah, he does.
so Billy, he's a good manipulator. I think he was a good choice as a character. It's like, yeah, he would make sense.
Well, because they're
Unlike
basically
fucking
bullies.
Pamela Voorhees, sorry.
It's weird,
basically
yeah.
boys.
And then they're all friends. So weird.
Yeah.
They got a weird group dynamic.
Yeah.
They're like Scooby Doo in the gang, but not at all like them.
Not at all. Yeah, I feel
Except
like it's kind of
Matthew
like our
Wood.
friend group.
Do we have friends?
We have some. See,
We
exactly.
have a hella friend group. And so yeah,
I
this
don't
is
like it.
this is when they have the party.
Yeah.
The school's out party. And they go. So it's like fuck a curfew. But like they go, Dewey's there with them, right? Like he's kind of supervising.
He drops them off,
It's like-
and then just starts kind of like
then he's
hanging. He's a really cool cop though.
He
when
finds
he
Gale?
He takes the. Yeah, he sees Gail's like van.
Yeah.
She's just like parked right out.
yeah, when
front.
he sees the dude with drugs, he's like, "Oh no, just don't drive."
Yeah.
He sees a
yeah,
kid.
and then that's when she puts the camera.
Yeah,
Because like
Gale-
she asked to go in with him. I
Yeah,
think.
Gail has a
Yeah.
camera, and so we
She
get
has a reason to go in to.
Yeah.
yeah, and
record.
her camera guy, whatever his name, Kenny.
Kenny.
He's
Kenny.
got like all the
Poor
monitors set up. So yeah, she's got a camera hidden in. I actually don't know whose house this is.
It's
Stu's house. Okay.
They talk about it.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a lot of words in front of me. And so, yeah, they got a perfect view of what's happening. However, for, of course, suspense, there's a 30-second delay. So that adds some fun moments later. And, yeah, Tatum is sent to the garage to get a beer. And then Ghostface.
She gets murdered.
Ghostface slips
We
from the
knew it
party.
was gonna
And he's
happen.
dressed as Ghostface. So he's in the house.
That's my
Ghostface.
favorite part is like when after he kills her.
He goes back in the house.
He just slips back through the
could've-
door with the suit on.
He could have easily just like taken it off, you know, like, hey, no one needs to see who I am.
We would have been like, striped shirt. Mm-hmm. Stephanie.
At one point, does Jamie like start his tangent?
Yeah, but I real quick.
That's a little before Tatum dies.
Yeah, I real quick want to talk about her death. I don't think that's practical. I don't think a garage door can lift a human.
Not nowadays, but you don't know back then.
I don't know enough about garage door engineering.
Yeah, and
But-
also
You know,
it's
like,
weird to
I've
me
never really had
that
a
a
garage.
garage door just had a
Garage
dog hole
doors.
in it.
No, I take that.
They have dog
no.
doors.
I 100% can say that garage doors could, because my garage door, when I lived at my old house, which was a really old house, was a like fucking thick ass thing where if you pushed it, it wasn't where it automatically goes up.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it had to have a motion thing where it would stop it.
Well,
I feel like
If someone was in
she's
it.
not. No, it's not gonna have a motion thing. Those are for if something's underneath the door. She's technically through it,
That's true.
and it doesn't kill
I'm
her,
gonna test that.
but it
it breaks her.
Yeah.
lifts
back.
her, and then he stabs.
It crushes her.
Yeah, it crushes her.
Yeah.
He doesn't stab her.
It crushes her.
Yeah, she hits the top and like it like
I think
fucking
he tried
it
to-
like snaps her
He's
neck.
going to, but then he's like, wait a minute, this could
Because
be
like
fun.
straight up, he just like hits it,
Yeah.
carries her up, and then like as soon as she dies, he slips
And
back
it like
in.
electrocuted
Well,
her.
that also has
Because I also pictured the fat girl falling.
Yeah.
When him just like freaking out and running back inside the scary movie.
Yeah.
It
She tries to
also
fit through, and he's just like, I don't know.
it has a good nod to Halloween, where the totally girl, I'll never know her name, but Michael Myers is dressed under the sheet, and she thinks it's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And so this one is just like, oh, that's very funny,
Okay.
Randy. I think she thinks it's Randy.
Oh, was it Randy?
She either thinks it's Stu or Randy, but I think
I,
it's Randy.
I remember
It might
Sydney
be
thinks
Randy.
it's
She
Randy.
doesn't think it's a killer. So she's like, is this
Can
the
I
part?
play helpless victim?
Yeah, and he's like, just nodding, and it's his face is, the mask is already creepy.
I just want him to be like, why does everybody think I'm Randy?
I know.
Fuck.
I almost kind of wish like they had an alternate ending where it was Randy the whole time. Like that wouldn't make any sense. But
Stuff like that is how you get scary movie. You
Quick-
go, man, wouldn't it have been funny if he had said this?
yeah,
Quick question: do you guys prefer this mask or the Michael Myers mask?
This mask.
You like this mask?
I like the idea that like Stu and Billy just kind of went like, hey, we need a disguise, and they just went to a fucking Halloween store and bought it. You know?
Yeah, it was
Like
cool.
I like that
if
idea.
you're asking which one's the scariest, I would say this one.
You think?
The scariest mask. Now I'm not saying the person underneath.
No, I'm just talking about the mask.
I'm not a big like Michael Myers mask fan.
Okay.
Well, basically because it looks like Mariah Carey.
Well,
And
I
that
love
bothers
a
me.
lot of work.
It does.
Yeah. A lot of work went into the Michael Myers mask.
It did.
Yeah, but all they did was just get a William Shatner one
whoa,
and
whoa,
paint
oh.
it white.
No, there's a lot more to it than that.
Okay.
They had to rip off the hair. They had to paint the eye. Don't even get me started on that.
But where did this one come from?
Just a Halloween store. This existed.
But like that's
Or
what
did
I'm
they make
curious
it for this
about.
movie?
That's what I'm curious.
Oh, they may have.
They may have.
Now we have
I
to
don't
figure
know.
that out.
Yeah. So
It's weird that he gets his name from Tatum and not from what the suit is called.
Ghostface.
Yeah, because she says, "Oh, like, are you gonna kill me, Mr. Ghostface?"
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's actually like
There's a
when
name on that.
Dewey shows what the thing is. I don't remember what it's called, but like you'd think
now I have
that
to
you
look
think
at it.
it maybe that just didn't roll off the tongue.
It's like Mysterio. It's like all of my friends are calling him Mysterio, and then he goes by Mysterio.
Yeah.
Also a villain. And
They
so
make up the name.
at the party, Sydney is trying to find Tatum. Obviously, not going to find her just yet. And then Billy shows up, always fashionably late. They go upstairs to talk, you know.
And they-
And she either loses her virginity or they just have sex for the first time in a long time. And after that, I love the hey, who'd you call?
I know, she's just kind of like...
And she's trying to put things together.
Thing.
Nothing's better than post-coital talk. It's just like, well, I thought it'd just be really clever if you used your one phone call to, like, call me just to throw me off track. And I just like the way she says, throw me off track.
I like that he's just
like
like...
He's like, what am I gonna have to do?
Yeah.
And then this is where your alibi thing comes in. Because then it's just like, what am I gonna have to do?
Kill me.
That's my cue. That's my cue. Runs up, and obviously Stu is in the thing.
How do we know it's Stu?
Dude, it's gotta be. There's only the two killers.
It's Randy.
Yeah.
Their pictures on scream.fandom.com are literally of Stu's holding the gun, going like, well, and then Billy's.
That's such a good scene.
Billy's just corn syrup, just like they do in the movies.
I think Stu
Some
acted
ketchup,
it.
just like my mom puts in her spaghetti.
They do that in Aqua Teen
I've
Hunger
seen
Force.
Scary Movie so many times.
They do that in Aqua
That
Teen
one
Hunger
is-
Force.
it's
It's like,
so good.
yep, that's the stuff.
Who plays Billy? I don't remember it.
Skeet. In the... I don't know that dude's name.
I can't remember, but he looks like him.
He was such a
right?
thrown off, like, random character.
Oh God, I had it. Never mind.
I don't
I'll think of it
I don't
later.
remember that dude.
And a little bit before, it's not as important, but before like the whole Billy getting fake stabbed, they find out the principal's been stabbed, and they all like a lot of them go into a truck. So Randy's just left, kind of drunk at this point, just watching Halloween. It's like, turn around.
That was a good scene where he's yelling at Jamie Lee Curtis
Behind
to look behind
you.
him, but like
He was
behind
literally
him
saying,
is-
"Jamie, look behind you."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
was
this not Stacy, Jesus, Sydney has escaped. She found the van, and she's look. She meets Kenny.
she finds the van, and then as she jumps in, and they're watching Ghostface behind Jamie, because then he keeps going, kid, you gotta go, and opens the door and realizes there's that 30-second delay.
like, oh,
looks
shit.
up, and he sees that the front door of the house is open, and then his throat gets slit.
Yeah.
But like him and Sydney are both watching Ghostface behind Randy.
So once again, this is the second or third time, because we didn't talk about the bathroom scene in high school.
Real
where all the girls
Yeah.
are really mean about Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if she's just like this, and then she's
But
like,
murder
like
is
her
so
mom.
in.
yeah, and then Ghostface is in the bathroom stall.
See, because that's another one of those moments where it's like, my favorite thing is that she runs out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then she just stops running. And she's like, oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And keeps
Like,
walking.
he stopped.
It's like the equivalent of like covering your room in salt, and it's like, you can't go past
Right.
this line.
He hit this head and fuck, I had to get her before there.
Well, because he's just like, oh, fuck, I gotta take off my
It
my
makes
suit.
sense because where was there anyone else around her when she ran out?
No, I think she runs out, and I think there might have been a teacher.
Okay, because he won't kill her in front of anyone, and I think she
Well,
might.
no,
know that.
because then at that point, you can apprehend a dude in a suit. He
He is of like him, and the one thing that I think always helps Sydney out is that Stu and Billy are way too dramatic to just like kill her.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like they have
This
to
big
know.
thing.
They have to know why they're doing it and
Well,
what
'cause
their big plan is.
In Halloween, Michael Myers deliberately walks slowly because he enjoys the chase. And if
So cat and mouse.
if they are copying movies, this is a game to them. They're having fun.
Yeah.
Dude
I mean,
literally
they are.
kills Tatum with a garage door. That's a slow ass motherfucking death. But you know they got time. They
I
can
mean,
do
it is a game. 'cause
It's
they literally
weird that
say
like
it.
their garage is so off to the side.
What I really like about it
Yeah.
is so yeah, she eventually sees Tatum, but before after she's like running away from Ghostface, which is like this is the third time now that
Yeah,
this bitch has
'cause-
gotten away
yeah.
from you. You know how anytime like what is it in Wolverine, for example, he throws a dude off a hotel and there's like, how'd you know there was a pool there? I didn't.
Yeah.
She falls down and lands on a boat,
That
which is like
well,
associated with water, and I thought that was kind
the
of
thing
funny.
that would suck
I don't
about
know if
that
was
is like
intentional.
one, boats are hard.
Yeah, that would
And
hurt.
two, it's not like
She'd,
she
like,
it's
break
not like she fell
something.
onto the front of it.
Yeah,
She
landed
like
on her
fell
back.
in where the fucking seats would be.
Yeah, I think she landed on her back, and then that's when
But
she goes.
adrenaline is
She goes to the van.
You know the Tori. You were about to say something.
No, she's trying to calm me down.
Yeah, I am, because he's
okay.
talking very fast.
She's been doing
Well,
that.
there's like
this
these
podcast.
moments. There are these moments where like she's running from the killer she's running obviously from Stu because he just stabbed Billy.
Yeah.
And I like that even before we know it's Stu, they hint right there because of how well he knows the house. She runs one way and then he just pops out the other side because he would have known where she was heading and how to cut her off.
And this is a very quick movie if you think about it, because this is the beginning of the final girl circuit where she starts to discover all the dead bodies and stuff, because she falls on the boat, gets up, sees Tatum in the garage door, and that kind of starts this final...
Yeah, and then right after that, Kenny dies. And then there's the whole like playful thing where she gets in the fucking police car and she's just like locking the doors.
And then keep unlocking.
I just love that he like has the keys. And I know he just like that real quick, just drops. But like that like there's
I'm
that
just picturing
shot.
him dropping and then rolling.
That's why I love it. But I fucking love that like it switches to the front view, like looking through the windshield, and her just like looking at both sides, and you see the hatch open. That's good.
Yeah, and then so I don't know, Gail and Dewey are on a walk.
That whole they
fall on top of each other, and then they see the dad's car. Oh, we've glossed over the fact that throughout this movie, the police think that her dad is the killer. They think he's the number one suspect, and obviously the kids or the teens. Nah, it's.
But the thing is, there's no like real like. I guess some of it's planted, but there's no real evidence from what we see.
It's assumptions. It's
assumption.
They're just like this wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it's all just a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they see that the car is Neil. That's his name, Neil Prescott's, and they return to the house. So they believe he's the killer and has come to the party to keep killing. And she tries to... Gail goes back to the van, finds a dead Kenny, and drives off-road and crashes to avoid hitting Sydney. And so now Dewey, he's back there. He goes... I like how they split. They don't just stick together.
Yeah.
Dewey's like, I got my job now. I'm going back into the house to see what's up. And he stabbed. I did not expect that at all. I always forget.
Come like walking out and like collapses. Yeah.
So Sydney now goes in and she sees Randy and Stu, who she thinks they're like the only remaining suspects because Billy's dead.
Yeah, it's got to be Stu or Randy.
But he's not. And so I just love the back and forth. No, Stu, he's the killer. You gotta believe me, man. It's just, I love that. That's suspense.
That was like you could tell it was a last minute thing. Like, oh shit, I gotta like start saying it's him because he's acting sus right now. And it's like, sorry.
My girl will be watching
Among Us.
My girl will be watching way too many videos about crime shit. That is sus.
That's hella sus.
Orange
is acting sus. Like,
dude.
That's her just like... I like that powerful moment of like, fuck you both.
She slams the door.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. And then Billy's back, but he falls down the stairs. And this is, with that alibi, I can trust him. And it's like, oh God, you guys' plan is so fucking great. Because
she takes Dewey's gun.
Mm-hmm. But...
And then...
Billy opens the door, brings Randy back inside.
Yeah, and then shoots Randy.
Okay, I was just like, interesting that you brought him and not your friend.
Yeah.
But that's where he went wrong, I think, because he should have just fucking shot her.
But but it wouldn't have been dramatic enough.
But
I get that, but in the mind of him, you would think like, I need to get rid of all my witnesses. Mm-mm. I'm just gonna do it now.
No, he made such a good plan. He has to explain it. He's proud of that shit. And plus, we all go a little mad sometimes.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like that Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where they got that dentist who like had that perfect plan, and Jake keeps saying how he gets lucky and he gets irritated because it's like, dude, I planned the perfect murder.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let you take that away from me. And it's kind of like that, where it is like there has to be the big reveal, like, oh no, I'm framing your dad and you two are gonna die, but like. This is what we're doing. Yeah. Because we're awesome.
Yeah. And Billy, he's been like Ghostface this whole time, and he just shoots Randy in the shoulder. Not a kill shot, bro. So Randy's gonna come back.
Well.
And then Billy like licks. I don't know if he licks the knife, or I think he licks his fingers.
I think he licks his fingers.
He's like corn syrup, a common horror movie practice for blood. And so...
Which he says earlier in the movie.
Okay.
About
Does he?
Carrie.
Oh, they
did that with...
When was that?
Probably the
remember
outside
when.
talk.
I
Before the curfew.
think it was
It's probably
Were
the...
they by the fountain?
Yeah,
I think so. I can't remember when, but he talks about
I know. I remember him talking about
talks
it now.
about Carrie for some
Yeah.
He
reason.
does.
And Sydney at this
and talking
point...
about Michael Myers, I think, again, too.
And Sydney at this point, I don't know if she tries to run away or she just turns, but then Stu's right there, and he's got, hello, Sydney. He's got the voice box, and it's like, oh, shit. This
The
is...
fuck?
That was your door.
This is what has happened.
The food you
It
ordered
wasn't.
me. Oh wait.
That's Austin going, oh, yours makes a
I'm
different
kind of
noise.
hungry that you mentioned food.
Okay. So yeah, they start to unravel their plans, and it's just what does he say? Your slut mother flashed her shit around town and broke
Yeah.
up my parents or
Yeah,
something?
but he's
Yeah,
mad
that was some
because
shit.
she
And that's
she-
Billy, by the way.
Yeah, Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mom, fucked Billy's dad
Hank Loomis.
and made his mom leave.
Oh my God, Loomis.
Yeah, can we... Another obvious nod to Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Loomis.
But okay, so I have a point to make right here. So when did they start dating?
At least
Wasn't it 2 years?
At least a year.
Yeah.
At least.
I don't think we know beforehand, but he does say like we started off hot and heavy. We were on our
And
way
then the
to
mom died.
yeah, and then your mom died, and now
So
it's
he was
been
fucking
edited for
dating
TV.
her. He was dating her and then killed her mom and then dated her
Straight
for another
up,
year.
I also forgot about that.
Yeah,
Like, he's just like, hey,
He's-
while I'm
he's
at it...
fucking nuts.
Because you know how, like,
How did
it's...
you not know?
It's said that women can get like that adrenaline and get like that super strength. Yeah, let's just add fuel to her fire and say that you're the one that killed her mom.
right.
And isn't Sydney the reason that Cotton Leary is
Weary. I think it's a W.
Weary? Yes.
It is kind of.
Isn't she the
Yeah,
reason that he's the suspect? So boom, that's like
Yeah, because she for sure saw him leave wearing his jacket.
She wasn't wrong though,
Right, she did see the jacket, and he did fuck her.
but it wasn't. I'm pretty sure that he snuck in afterward.
And
But
Billy did.
then,
and
yeah,
then who else shows up? Who else is at the
he
party?
says the whole plan, and then he tells Stu to grab the gun, and he goes, the gun's not here, and then they look up and Gail
See,
Weathers
that's what I'm
has
fucking
it.
saying. They
And it's
could've
like,
killed her.
here's a better ending for you.
Well, you also missed
The-
her dad's there.
yeah,
They have her dad
dad's-
tied
yeah.
up. That's why his car is there.
You know the thing that's weird though is like, do they like so? Gail has the gun and she goes, "Here's an ending for you. The news reporter that you left for dead in the news van regains consciousness, stumbles on your plan, and thwarts it or whatever."
Yeah,
Does
I
that
like
mean
that
that they
ending.
were about to kill her in the van? And then just went, nah, she's dying and left her?
know.
Because her saying that you left for dead.
Yeah, because that kind of fucks up their plan of trying to, okay, it was your dad who was the killer. We were going to make it look like a suicide.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
So they
their
did
plan.
maybe think she was dead.
So, because he says, like, yeah, the news reporter, you left for dead. That could just
I hope
be.
in the fifth movie.
Left
that-
for dead could mean that they
Like, they
still
saw
lived.
her, they were going to kill her.
Yeah.
It was like, she's dying, leave
Yeah.
her.
I hope in the fifth. Well, that wasn't her goal.
Yeah.
That-
But then,
that,
but
wa-
then
that
she
wasn't
has.
their target.
But then, you know, when
But
she
you still
goes
gotta
to.
get rid of the people.
I guess so.
When she goes to shoot.
Yeah.
The safety's on.
I hope I hope in the fifth Scream movie when like that trope of like, oh, I was dead. I hope someone says, yeah, we're in a Scream movie. I didn't die. I'm still alive.
You know.
Everyone
that
that
meta.
happened to everyone besides Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney doesn't get shot, and then we think she's dead, and then she's back.
You know what I.
That happens to Dewey. That happens to Gail. That happens to
doesn't that
Randy.
happen in 4?
I don't remember. I don't remember the sequence.
remember.
They
Before,
talk
like, a
they
lot.
talk
I don't
about
care
how
for it.
because spoiler alert for 4, Emma Roberts is the killer,
Yeah, and she was like, a
and
cousin or something?
she brings up, they talk about how Sydney's gonna make a full recovery, so she
Yeah.
goes to kill Sydney in the hospital because she tells Sydney her whole plan is to be the final girl. It's like, I want all of the, like, you were so famous for this, but all
Yeah.
you did was hide away. I want to be famous.
And then she took that from what Stu and I almost said Randy, Stu and Billy are about to do, where they go to stab each other to
Yeah.
make it look like they are and were going to be victims of the dad.
The only living ones out
Which
of
is
the
good.
massacre.
A lot of people do that. There's a movie. Oh fuck! It's Scream 4, where Emma Roberts is banging herself around in the glass,
Yeah.
and getting
So
herself
now-
cut the
okay,
fuck
now
up.
you remember.
So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, like an hour ago, I wouldn't be able to tell you that Emma Roberts was in it. I forgot. I watched.
Megan Panettiera's in it.
I fucking love.
I
Emma
watched that
Roberts.
movie
She's such a great actress.
once.
So like I know she's. I really.
So
like
I don't know if Billy does it
She's
because he's a baby, a big baby bitch, or if he's just not apt in killing. But he stabs Stu too deeply, and now Stu's actually like feeling kind of woozy, man.
Yeah. You know my favorite part of the whole scene.
And
though,
then that's when Gale shows up.
other than Stu being awesome was just how petty fucking Sydney got when
yeah.
they're talking about Gale and then they turn around and Sydney's gone.
gone.
She fucking calls them. Uses the voice changer.
And dressed as him too.
Yeah, dresses as Ghostface and comes out and fucking stabs Billy with the umbrella.
Which that's how you do it. It's
like
Halloween 2018.
Honestly,
piece
like
of shit.
keep her talking. And she's just like, "Did you really call the cops?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me.
I know.
Love it. He's one of my
I
favorite
just
killers.
love that. Why'd you do it, Stu? Peer pressure.
Yeah, he was.
It's weird.
Awesome.
I have a favorite killer. He's
I
one of my favorites.
like Stu.
He has such a sense of humor, even though he was gonna die.
He's a very charismatic actor.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what Sydney stabs Billy with?
It's an umbrella.
An umbrella, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and like,
And,
isn't
and
it? Okay, I'm trying
so
to think of
It
it.
like stabs him because she like runs out and like hits him in the shoulder.
Yeah, and it
he
stabs.
pins him
his-
up against like a wall,
Yeah.
maybe. Or no,
Because
maybe not.
then she
Wounds.
shoves like her thumb or
That's
finger
what
in
it
it.
was.
Yeah, so now
when
he's
on top of her.
He is
Yeah.
seemingly dead, and then Stu reappears. Is this in the fashion where he's like, "Ah!" He runs.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, just
Yeah.
fits his character like so much. So they're fighting him and Sydney, and she pushes a television over onto his head, which they did that in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Really?
Freddy comes out of a TV. He's like, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." Takes arms from the TV and brings the girl. And this is the girl who, to avoid sleeping, watches TV all night. So he grabs her with the TV arms and busts her head
I
into the
remember.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the prime time bitch, which improvised.
That has one of my favorite. They have a good TV moment. There's this dude, the dude that smokes a lot. He's there, and it's like Johnny Depp is on TV.
This is your brain on
Yeah,
drugs.
that's so funny. And he
No.
just smacks him with the fucking.
That's an egg.
Yeah,
I love
fucking-
all of the nods and the
Yeah.
just
But
two,
again, man, Wes Craven.
the
it's
callbacks
just-
to all. Well, he's just
good.
like, "Yo, I'm good at what I do. I'm gonna have fun with this,
Yeah.
but I'm still gonna scare the shit out of
that
you."
and like his name alone, because I really liked My Soul to Take, but that's a different story.
See, I didn't watch it.
It's a good movie. It's one that doesn't have enough suspects though. Or like you're just like, well, yeah, it's these 7 people, and two like that one died, that one died, that
Does it
one
have a
died.
blonde dude in it? At the end.
Yeah, it has
his
Max Theria.
Oh shit!
or
Maybe
something.
I have seen it because I'm thinking the last house on the left,
Wow, we are
which is no, that's not it. Is it?
we are so close to the end of this.
Okay,
movie.
sorry.
Here we are talking about a movie I've never heard of. What movie?
My Soul to Take.
Yeah.
A serial killer died, and like the night he died, like
Went
7
into-
babies were born.
Oh, so Umbrella Academy.
And then it's like the urban myth, or like the myth through the town is that his
Maybe I
soul
did see that.
his soul was split into the different babies.
Oh, so Voldemort. Never mind.
So it's
7 times 2.
but it's a good movie. All right, we're
I'll have
close.
to remember
So,
to watch that again.
Guess who's back alive? Because we thought they were dead.
Dewey,
Is Randy.
Randy.
Well, then Dewey. But yeah, he's just like, "Oh, makes sense. I'm a virgin. I can't be dead."
Yeah, he
yeah.
says like I've never felt so happy to be a virgin or
Yeah.
something.
And then Billy gets up, punches Randy. 'Cause of
He
course,
just fucking-
Yeah.
he's still alive. I love that this plot synopsis just keeps using the words "still alive, still alive," and so yeah, he's trying to choke Sydney. Billy's trying to choke Sydney, and
Is
then
that
Gale.
when the
Gale shoots him.
It's like, "Thanks for the safety."
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
And so now Randy's back on his feet, and he's just like, "All right, guys, according to horror movie law, he'll come back for life. This is
One
when the
last time.
killer comes back for one last scare, and then I love how it says to their surprise. No, the dude literally just said it's gonna happen. That's just like, hey guys, they're about to scream happy birthday. 3, 2, 1. Right?
And then she fucking...
Yeah. And so Billy opens his eyes, he makes a weird noise, and then he gets shot in the head.
I thought that was funny.
Which
That was
that's
a
what
kill
you
shot.
do. That's what you do. Everyone's getting stabbed and shot in the shoulder. So Sydney's father now comes out of the closet, and she unties him.
Yeah, it turns out he's been gay the whole time.
And then Dewey comes back because, of course,
Yeah, I think you only don't you only see that he's alive by like him being on the stretcher going
Yeah.
into the
it's
ambulance.
he's then showed being carried away on a gurney. Which
Yeah.
this I don't know if this is a meta thing, but it's definitely a horror movie trope. Cops don't show up until everything bad has already happened.
Yeah,
That's
but
always a thing. So it makes sense that Dewey's the last one to be revealed to still be alive. It's just kind
I
of.
like that like
kinda
he
symbolic.
the rest of the movies he has a fucked up walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that why they did that in Scary Movie then?
No, Scary Movie was a play on Usual Suspects. Where like you think it's the one guy the whole time, and then like at the end it's showing him walking with a limp. And then as he's like walking, it fixes
And then he's
itself,
like,
and you
"Oh."
realize the whole time that he's been lying. That's a big spoiler for that movie. That was a big deal when that movie came out. Apparently,
I've never seen it.
Kaiser Soze is where he keeps like it's that whole trope of like where people they fake names by like looking at shit in the room.
Yeah.
He does that in that
No.
movie apparently.
I don't really watch movies.
yes, fucking shut up.
So, and then, yeah, the movie ends with Gail doing a live report. I don't know who the fuck her cameraman is at this point.
She just goes, dude, hey, he died. Take this.
Yeah. And so she's
I think
like,
they
here
even.
we are.
I
What a
love
badass.
that in the second one, she has a new cameraman, and like I think like he doesn't know about it till like Sydney says something like, "Oh, ask her what happened to her last cameraman."
No.
And it's like a black dude, and he gets mad that like he didn't know that her last cameraman like had his fucking throat slit. Like,
And she's such a badass. She just went through all this, and she's like, here I am live. It's like, you are still bloody.
she wants
She
that
is.
money,
She was
dog.
kind of a bitch at first,
Yeah.
but then it was like, okay, we like her now.
And
Kinda.
so the camera pans out. We see everything kind of coming to a close, and then the movie ends. And that was Scream. We did it, guys.
Yeah.
We talked about Scream. This
Cool.
podcast is about as long as our Halloween one, so actually not bad. We did pretty good.
It says an hour and 20.
We're around there, yeah.
I mean, I more so wanted to talk about other things than just the plot, but it's cool.
What'd you want to talk about?
About what we liked parts about it.
What'd you like about it?
Don't put me on blast like that.
You literally
He
just
didn't,
said
he
you
didn't
wanted
put you on blast. He put you on the spot.
That's what I meant.
What'd you...
That's what I
Then what's your favorite scene?
What's your favorite scary movie? Oh, see.
What's your favorite scene of Scream?
I don't know. I think that like
Oh my god.
His voice just made me soft.
Well, because you're
Right.
just like, I just want to talk about my favorite thing, and it's like, what's your favorite scene?
I was
don't
talking
know.
about y'all, but whatever. I kind of was interested in knowing what your favorite scene was.
Well, I like when I just like Stu at the end. He's going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna include the opening. Obviously, that's my favorite. That was my favorite thing about Scream 4. Was like the 3-4 openings
Yeah.
of stab 6, stab 7,
Oh,
stab
yeah.
5 before 6, obviously.
But I think that scene with him and Stu and Billy, like it was like, oh man, you guys are fucking unhinged.
yeah,
Like
see,
you
that's-
you have to assume the killers are, but like
That's some shit.
It's an alternate poster where you see Drew Barrymore's intestines and her feet resemble
Is
the
that
eyes
real?
of the ghost. I don't know. It's just a person's shoes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so Scream. That was Scream. My favorite, was Stu. I love the characters in this movie. I
I wish
that's the best part
I
of
wish
this movie.
Tatum could have gotten more screen time.
Yeah, I really liked
That's
her.
how I felt about
'Cause
one
she
of the
was-
friends in the Halloween movie. The new one.
Yeah.
Is you really like the side and supporting characters. And that's what made this movie. Even the killers, I'm just like, oh my god. I never was just like, just die at this point. It was like, no, keep going. And you guys ever played Dead by Daylight?
No.
Well, that's how big of a deal Ghostface
Yeah.
is, because he's in it. And that's the game where like all of the actual killers, like they got the shape. I don't know. They got all these. I love how it says the cannibal, but that's clearly Leatherface. Fast and Furious 11 will be the final film in the saga. Thank
What?
God. No, we're not doing a different podcast. Austin just is on IGN because he has clocked out of this podcast episode. Which, we're done with it.
I'm
That's
still here.
fine. I have more to talk about, but it's cool.
Then
What do you wanna talk about?
use your words.
I was gonna say, like, fucking now you're staring at me.
That's what we do. We're polite. We look at you when you're speaking.
Do you want me to look at Tyler?
Here, we'll look
Yeah.
away.
Damn it. Well, fuck you guys.
You want to talk about it? What's up?
I'm here for this.
What's up? What do you want to talk
I
about?
definitely don't
Fucking
want to be
forget
home.
it.
I don't.
Just forget it.
I
Okay.
definitely don't want to be home right now. Tell me about it.
Yeah, go home, please. Oh. You need to go home, too.
My feelings
I
just
live
got
here?
very,
No, you don't.
very
No, you
hurt.
I kick you out.
Tori and Tyler just broke up. Now is my chance to date Tyler.
Well, I think we're still together.
Yeah,
we're just
it's just-
separated. I now live in a different house, apparently.
Now
Yeah.
I have a place to have sex with Tyler where Tori will not have a key to.
You can't think of what you wanted to say?
No.
Because I'm not saying the podcast is over. It's just
You-
we're done with the movie.
Yeah. Now, you know what I like. I
What?
like Sydney grows through each movie.
That's the shit I was gonna. Dude.
Are we the same
Eleven?
person?
I think
Sid,
so.
it'd be like
Okay.
it's like that's what I've always liked. It's like beefsteak Trulies. I mean beefsteak Charlies. Yes, so that's what I've always loved. We're always. But no, like, cause it's like, granted, I haven't watched the Halloween movies.
Was that Friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I haven't watched the Halloween movies.
Yes.
I've seen a few. So like it seems to be that the 2018 one, like Jamie Lee Curtis, was just like, I'm not letting that happen. I'm gonna be prepared. So I kind of like that as they go on, like, you know, in the second one, it's a very like, man, that was a crazy thing that happened to me, but that'll never happen again. I'm gonna live a normal life. But then like once it happens twice, like in the third one, you know, she's like secluded. She's got her fucking alarm on. Like she's got like caller ID and shit.
Yeah.
And it was just like, she's like, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm the
Like,
shit
I'm
now.
done,
Like
yeah.
I'm gonna like fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like I will destroy you. If that song goes.
So.
I'm swear.
Really?
I've seen that shit multiple times.
We
Where
do
I'm
have a lot of open doors over there.
Not even joking.
yeah.
Like
It
I
may,
was watching
it may
TV.
have just been my hood or
a
my
lot
hair,
of open
but-
doors.
But yeah, no, it could be the cat. Like.
Yeah, I mean it was about 6 feet tall with red eyes, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
but
definitely
no.
the cat.
I think I got like a lady boner at least twice in different scary movies. One of them being in Scream when she had the ghost face. Like she's like, bitch, like mess with me.
She comes out.
Did you just fucking mess with me?
Yeah,
Oh, so you're comparing Neve Campbell with
I'm not
older
comparing.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
I'm saying those are my two favorite times.
yeah, it's
in
fuck
2018.
You. Yeah, it's
That's awesome,
fuck
yeah.
you. I'm not the helpless victim.
Exactly.
Like, let's see how you feel. Like, fuck you guys. And that
love
was
those
a
movies.
yeah.
And that's a thing because there aren't really any female slasher villains, but you do have a lot of badass final girls.
It was like even I'm pretty sure it was in Scream 4. Doesn't Sydney like run to the neighbor's house when she's being killed?
I don't remember.
Because
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
you see it from like
I don't
across
remember
it was like her neighbor's dying. And I'm pretty sure that like Sydney like runs over, and that was like one of those moments where she was just like, I'm not letting this shit happen to these kids type thing. And it's just
Oh,
like it's
okay.
just like I'll fuck whoever is trying. I'll take you all out. And I like that aspect.
yeah.
Not just being the same helpless victim each movie. Like it made sense in the second one because it's like that shit's only gonna happen once.
Yeah.
But once you have two people trying to kill you dressed like Ghostface, you're just like, this is
It's
my
like
fucking life.
realistic.
This
Yeah.
sucks. I hate that I have to live like this, but I'm gonna be fucking prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of how.
And that seemed to be how Jamie Lee Curtis
Yeah.
was, because I didn't watch it. I only saw the trailer, but like it
it's
seems
so good.
That's just what I love about Scream: the characters, their motivations, their developments.
They're lady
It's-
badasses.
Yeah, they're great.
you gotta have. I mean, yeah. I
Girls
mean,
get it
like
done.
even Tatum was like, "You're gonna take this
Yeah.
fucking beer bottle? I'm gonna just hit you with shit. Fuck you."
Girls
Yeah, she
get it
fought back.
done.
That was a great scene.
And speaking of done, this episode.
Are we done? Tori, do you have more to
yeah,
say?
I'm totally fine now. I think that was what I
Tori,
wanted to
do
get
you have more to say?
Get away from the mic. Don't get closer, Tori.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
The mic can hear you
Hey,
scooting.
hey, you're a badass woman. Don't listen to him.
Guys, what the fuck? Oh, she ended it with the scream! Woo!
I could totally be a scream queen.
All right, guys, join us next week. Austin, I don't think you'll be here.
That's fine. This was a miserable experience.
Where Tori and I will be talking about...
What are we talking
Should we say? We're going to be talking about Hubie Halloween.
Oh, okay.
I know nothing
I
about
didn't
it.
know.
It might be probably a more lighthearted movie than Scream and Halloween. Yeah, so next week will be... It'll be that. So, yeah. This was a good episode, guys. Thanks for joining us, Austin. I wouldn't have done it if it weren't your favorite movie, so I'm glad it was.
Oh.
It is your favorite movie.
I mean,
That
if
was
you
so
guys,
nice
you guys
of
want to
him.
do one on The Conjuring,
You like the Yeah, you do like the Conjuring.
that's
need to rewatch it.
that's my favorite supernatural.
I think we
horror movie.
could. Maybe...
Scream's best slasher, Conjuring's the best, like that, like
Obviously-
demon
It's
ghost
the
type
scariest
shit.
in my opinion.
I fucking love it.
Obviously, for the month of Halloween, or, well, October, whatever. Tori and I did some scary movies, but yeah, we're not pinned down to any genre, so yeah. But
I mean, it's still horror.
until then,
True.
see you guys. Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.